This guy grabbed a kid right out of a mother's arms, and things could have gone really bad if a hero hadn't stepped in. Real-life superheroes caught on security cameras. People don't always have powers like in the movies, but that doesn't mean they can't step up when someone's in trouble. She may not have bionic eyes, but this woman spotted danger right when it mattered, and thanks to her quick thinking, we got this jaw-dropping moment that would be hard to believe if it hadn't been caught on camera. During a chase, this thief got totally taken out by a guy on a bike who saw what was happening and didn't hesitate to help the cops. Just an everyday person pulling off something truly heroic. He heard a woman and child screaming for help as they ran from someone chasing them. Without a second thought, he jumped in and tackled the guy. Like they say, there's strength in numbers, and in moments like this, kindness can spread like magic. The motto, "all for one," really does make sense. These folks teamed up to pull a car out of the water, just to help the driver get back in the race. Sometimes all we need is someone to have our back. No doubt, that was an awesome move, don't you think? Genuine acts of kindness like the one coming up can truly make the world a better place. And how about these guys who helped a mom carry her baby stroller all the way up the stairs? Such a simple gesture, but it really restores your faith in humanity. And this dude moved fast to stop someone from taking a nasty fall. Just being a good guy. A small act of kindness, but it made all the difference. Compassion is one of the most heroic traits out there, and this kid saved the day thanks to their love for animals. We've got a responsibility to care for those who can't defend themselves, and showing them love and compassion really matters. Even something as simple as keeping them warm when it's freezing out makes a difference. This next moment is truly inspiring and definitely deserves the spotlight. This man didn't think twice. He jumped into an icy lake to save a little dog. Later, people gathered around to warm him up in an incredible act of kindness. And then there's this kid who scooped up as many cats as he could carry and waded through a flood with them in his arms. Taking care of the elderly isn't just a kind gesture, it's a rare kind of compassion that reminds us just how good people can be. In this beautiful moment, an entire neighborhood came together to rescue vulnerable residents trapped inside a flooded nursing home. A compassionate driver and a few others who showed up later were the only ones who stopped to help an elderly woman who had fallen in the middle of a busy street. Living out of her car, this woman was stunned when a stranger brought her food. No doubt that small act of kindness meant the world to her. No one deserves to be caught in a downpour, but not everyone's willing to share their umbrella with a stranger. And even during a hurricane, this man pulled over, jumped out of his car, and stopped someone's house from going up in flames. Who would brave hurricane-force winds just to rescue complete strangers? Only those with truly noble hearts are capable of something like that. Only someone with a truly kind heart would care this much about others. Just look at this little girl's heroic act when she saw an elderly lady struggling in the rain. Not everyone would go out of their way to help an animal, but check out what this man did to rescue a turtle stuck between the rocks. That's real dedication. Now imagine if real-life heroes showed up just for you. That's exactly what these people in costume do to brighten the day of kids in the hospital. Speaking of kids, how sweet is this? A store set up cartoons outside so children living on the streets could stop and watch. Doctors save lives, but sometimes they go even further, like when one decided to play a serenade for his patient, just a small gesture that made a huge difference. And sometimes, just a few moments of joy can turn someone's whole day around. These guys at a concert lifted a girl in a wheelchair so she could see her favorite band. Such a beautiful act of kindness, right? Some elderly folks really struggle to cross the street, and that's when everyday heroes step in and save the day with a simple act of kindness. Finishing a competition isn't always easy, but it means so much more when the race is set aside for the sake of empathy. When there's no adult around, it takes one smart and brave kid to think fast and take action in moments like this. A fall like that could have left this boy paralyzed if his coach hadn't thrown himself in the way to break the impact. But sometimes it's the kids who end up surprising the adults, thinking fast and jumping into action with lightning speed. The purest hearts can work real miracles through the simplest acts of love and care. Even clowns can shine in moments of true heroism. Just look at this. If that's not a perfect example of kindness, what is? A dad's reflexes can seriously rival those of a superhero when it comes to protecting his kids from getting hurt. You've got to be really observant to notice when someone around you is in trouble, and that's exactly the kind of heroic instinct we see here. Protecting someone's head during a fall at just the right moment can be life-saving and prevent a real tragedy. It takes sharp reflexes to catch something like that. And this guy, he seriously looked like a superhero the way he reacted so fast. This is another perfect example of being in the right place, at the right time, with just the right reflexes. Check out how this man used his leg in one quick, precise move to stop something bad from happening. These men jumped into rough waters and risked their own safety just to keep a little dog from drowning. and these folks teamed up to stop a little girl's cat from falling straight to the ground. You can practically feel the relief. For the police, saving lives is part of the job, and this officer went all in to rescue a young boy's mother. Now that's a rare kind of heroism. This man saw a child slipping helplessly down an icy hill and stepped in with incredible bravery to stop something terrible from happening. Then there are these bikers who acted fast to keep a little boy from running straight into a truck's path. With no time to waste, this young woman threw her sick friend over her shoulders and carried him to safety using every ounce of strength she had. Running through a narrow path and pulling someone out of a flooded stream, that takes serious guts. Another man didn't hesitate to face the storm and kept a woman from being swept away by the raging waters. But what about stopping a runaway car with your bare hands? That's the kind of thing you usually only see in action movies. Just imagine the kind of courage it takes to pull that off. And check out this guy. He moved lightning fast during a flood to stop a car from getting crushed by a falling tree. That's next level heroism. Vehicles weigh tons, but these people prove that nothing is stronger than a group working together. A powerful reminder of what humanity can do, don't you think? Now imagine carrying an entire house. This neighborhood showed there are no limits when it comes to helping an elderly man move closer to his family. Who has the guts to jump in front of a criminal to help the police? This guy literally dropped his coffee and did just that. There's nothing more powerful than a human chain. These men joined hands to pull a driver out of a car that was about to tumble off a cliff. Linking arms to save someone in a moment of crisis is like watching a team of real-life heroes in action. Gotta admit, this is one of those scenes that gives you chills. Sometimes one person alone isn't enough, but when people come together and think as a team, they can truly make a difference. And this right here is the perfect example of that. With no time to wait for help, a man jumped off a bridge into a river to save a drowning woman. Now that's what you call bravery. And how about this guy who threw himself into a raging current to keep two kids from being swept away? Absolutely incredible. If dealing with water is already terrifying, imagine facing tons of ice. This group came together to rescue a woman who was trapped and freezing under the snow. True heroes in every sense. Real heroes don't wear capes, but they're always tuned into the people around them, ready to jump in at just the right moment. This man saved a woman from tumbling down a cliff after finding her hanging on with no strength left. His brave action literally saved her life. And what about this cop's perfect timing when he pulled his partner out of a sudden dangerous situation? His courage and lightning-fast reflexes were nothing short of incredible. Sure, some actions may seem extreme or risky, but there are still people out there who don't let fear win. They act when it matters most. Even the sidekicks to heroes matter. Small gestures, like handing water to soldiers, can mean the world. There's no doubt that this simple act of kindness made a huge impact. No words for this guy who saved a little girl just in time, pulling her out of the path of a falling flower pot that would have hit her head straight on. It's like her guardian angel gave him a nudge to act. A man sprinted to stop an elderly woman from being hit by a train after she couldn't get across the tracks in time. What a beautiful and brave act, don't you think? A child ran straight toward a busy street, and in the blink of an eye, this quick-thinking barber was right behind her, stopping a potential tragedy. Thank goodness he was nearby. In New Jersey, a driver jumped into a car engulfed in flames to rescue an elderly man, and one of the most breathtaking displays of selflessness ever caught on video. And while fire scares most people, these brave individuals didn't hesitate for a second when it came to helping during this intense rescue. In a critical moment, the right people came together to stop someone from being swept away by the current. Now imagine a scene straight out of an action movie. That's exactly what happened when a runaway truck crashed, and firefighters jumped into action like real-life comic book heroes to rescue the driver. This powerful moment is living proof that humanity can rise above when we work together for something bigger than ourselves, a lesson we could all carry with us.